Welcome to Gare Loch Duality and the hashtag undesired line. My name is BD Owens, and this is the tour of my ongoing multidisciplinary project. Part of this project is hosted on the Twitter hashtag undesired line. Please feel free to view, share, or interact with the tweets. You do not need a Twitter account to view the hashtag page. I live on the east shore of the Gare Loch, a deep sea water inlet off the Firth of Clyde on the west coast of Scotland. My home is close to the Faslane nuclear submarine base, and there is always someone watching nearby. But the seeds of this project were planted in my head in October 2017, while I was at Betonest Artist Residency in Stolpa in the Oder Valley in Germany. While I walked many miles along the trails, I began thinking about human and non-human memories of place. Who planted the stand of Scots pines on the bank of the Oder River? Just like ice cores from a glacier suspend particles from time, the trees, water, and earth can hold a physical memory of the complex and violent history of a landscape. In addition to walking, thinking, and writing, I began experimenting with my mobile phone camera, recording the passing barges on the canal and the patterns of light on the water in different weather conditions. And during the night, I discovered that when I pushed my phone camera past its optical zoom, in low light the sensor converted the moonlight on the water to animated glitter dust. Later, I would discover that using this method for long-distance shots in daylight made the video grainy, similar to the look of old surveillance camera footage. But my new mobile phone makes different kinds of pixelated patterns in low light. Thus, these effects are ephemeral depending on the generation and model of phone camera. While at Betonest Residency, dancer Liliana Kane and I began a collaboration which led to 2 dance works. The opportunity to experiment and be mentored with performance in landscape gave me the confidence to expand my practice. In Slowing the Lines, we followed each other's improvisational movement, listening to each other, travelling between the lines of a labyrinth chalk drawing. We attempted to stay focused in the present, unpredictable, unfolding moment as we moved incrementally through the spiral labyrinth upon the earth spiraling through infinite space-time. My dad died 6 days after I returned to Scotland, and grief froze up my brain. It was daily walking and slow dance movement that enabled the thaw. I always walked in a line away from the base and its hostile razor wire fence, but over time I noticed increasing numbers of military police surveilling the loch and shore. Sometimes the boats appeared to follow me, close to the shoreline. After my mother and nephew had been harassed by a Ministry of Defence police officer with a gun, and the MOD raided our garden because my slow dance moves on the lawn were deemed suspicious, I decided to make a landscape artwork to claim back territory. In 2018, it was the 50th anniversary of the Faslane nuclear submarine base. I decided to walk a 50-day, 224-mile pilgrimage from my front garden to the front gate of the base. Dragging one's feet is hard work. #undesired line. #walking. #durational artwork. Over the 50 days, I performed to the surveillance cameras and dragged my feet along the grass verge next to the perimeter fence, slowly drawing an undesired line and claiming that portion of the fence as part of my sculpture. In places, my traces are becoming a pathway. #undesired line. #walking. #pathway. #durational artwork. We live with this fence. We carry the fence with us. It cuts through all of our relationships. #undesired line. #walking. #fences. #lines. #durational artwork. Because it is technically prohibited to take photos and video near the base, I had to document my project with text and sound. Gradually, over the period of the project, I have released tweets onto the Twitter #undesired line. I was stopped and questioned every day by the Ministry of Defence police patrolling the fence. But I always turned the conversation towards the nature surrounding the base. Subject matter of yesterday's MOD police small talk. Snowy owls, cuckoos, and dawn chorus. #undesired line. #durational artwork. #birds.
Hiya. It's just audio.
Yeah, I saw you saw. What is it you're doing? Is it just a recording?
Yeah.
During this time, the fence was being transformed. The 21st century facelift continues. Rolls of 1980s Cold War razor wire shed day by day. New electric fence wires are threaded through thousands of insulation grommets, a dainty needlework for macho men. #undesired line. #fences. #boundaries. #borders. But some of the new wires sparked. The spark of an arc beats a flashing pulse, where two lines are drawn too close. #undesired line. #fences. #lines. #walking. #listening. My line has become two parallel lines along some stretches, like dark green cross-country ski tracks. #undesired line. #walking. #durational artwork. It was when I saw the heron and the police boat near the edge of the line that I realised the broader significance of Gare Loch Duality. Gare Loch Duality. While the tide rises over the rocks, a heron peers patiently at the water while a police boat surveils the shore. Hashtag undesired line. Hashtag heron. Hashtag surveillance. In her essay, Nuclear Materiality, in the Nuclear Culture Sourcebook, Ellie Carpenter states, the discourse on nuclear materiality has shifted to physical and material concerns in which the public sphere is embedded politically, environmentally, and psychologically. Like many historical war maps, the satellite view of the Faslane and Coulport nuclear weapons installations have been altered to mislead the viewer, and the Google Street View of the area is now a historical archive of the base before the Cold War style razor wire fence had a 21st century makeover. I have started mapping the soundscape near the base, and I will share some clips now. We have also provided some links so that you can take a wander around Google Street View later. The wind in the shore trees carries the bank holiday beats from the peace camp. Near Westburn Water, it is strange to hear playground sounds coming from the nuclear submarine base. The evening colour ceremony echoes through the fence. But the sheep have the best view from the hill. Under towering Scots pines at Linburn Water, slow drive-by scrutiny from a military police crew. And at 25 past midnight on the 1st of January, bewildered owls gossip about the nighttime military exercise that exceeds the backdrop of fireworks. It ends with a ship's horn. From afar, bright lights might seduce you, but don't be fooled. These are not festive illuminations strung gaily along a seaside pier. Port red, starboard green, sodium orange mark the marine gate to the nuclear submarine base. The beast is leaving the loch, its belly swollen with grief, mass murder in waiting. Hashtag undesired line. Hashtag nuclear weapons. The tritiated water that trails behind the enormous black tail fin weighs heavy on my heart. Nuclear materiality, the presumption of presence, seen and unseen. In addition to the nuclear submarine weapons system, nuclear materiality is present in the infrastructure of the base. The visible and hidden military surveillance, the fortified perimeter fence, and the noisy training exercises on the loch and shore. Ministry of Defence police surveillance boats patrol the loch at all hours of the day and night. While police boats patrolled the loch, rowdy oyster catchers partied on the beach until sundown. Gare Loch Duality and the hashtag undesired line. Red port-side glow spills off the bow of a southbound surveillance boat, while bats flit and dip under shoreline trees, and a sliver of moon rests upon the peninsula ridge. Gare Loch Duality and the hashtag undesired line. The overt presence of the military could lead one to believe that there was nothing here before the base. But before the British Royal Navy arrived, Faslane Bay was a tourist destination. On the shore, a hydro hotel with Turkish baths and tennis courts, and a golf course on the slope above. And before West Shandon House was a hotel spa, Robert Napier, who is considered the father of Clyde shipbuilding, custom built this 19th century mansion. This housed his substantial art collection, which included works by Da Vinci, Titian, Rubens and Rembrandt. Sadly, this historically important building was demolished in 1957 to make way for the nuclear naval base. The only remnants of Robert Napier's time are the trees on the loch shore, the sequoias, maple and ash, and towering Scots pines. Urpinus sylvestris have stood witness over the transforming Gare Loch. Their rings hold the historic traces of the first through to the last surface nuclear tests and the accidents. Gare Loch Duality and the hashtag undesired line. Hashtag human error. With the tree fruit from my garden, I make jars of jelly. Gare Loch apples, crab apples and rowanberries, boiled and strained and boiled again with fair trade sugar and pectin. Jars of sweet amber, set to a soundtrack of megaphones and machine guns. Gare Loch Duality and the hashtag undesired line. Mornings without machine guns and megaphones are preferable. Hashtag quiet mornings. Hashtag undesired line.